The climate crisis, a high-stakes game of geoengineering roulette. Imagine a world where the fate of our planet hangs in the balance, and the decisions made by a few could have catastrophic consequences. This is the reality of solar geoengineering, a controversial topic that has scientists on edge. While it may offer a potential solution to our climate woes, it's a double-edged sword with far-reaching implications. Solar geoengineering, a technique to block the sun's rays, could be a game-changer if used globally and coordinated. But here's where it gets controversial. If deployed by rogue actors over specific regions, it could wreak havoc. From intensifying hurricanes in the North Atlantic to causing droughts in Africa and the dieback of the Amazon rainforest, the consequences are dire. And this is the part most people miss: it's not just about the risks. The world is already grappling with the climate crisis, and the costs of inaction are high. Lives and livelihoods are at stake. So, is it worth considering geoengineering as a last resort? The researchers say it might come down to a judgment call between the risks of geoengineering and the ongoing climate crisis. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Geoengineering is not a magic bullet. It only masks the symptoms, not the root cause, the burning of fossil fuels. It's a complementary measure, not a replacement for cutting emissions. If geoengineering were to be abruptly halted without reducing emissions, we'd face a termination shock of rapidly rising temperatures, with severe impacts on ecosystems and people. So, the question arises, is it safer to continue with business as usual, or take a calculated risk with geoengineering? Professor Keith Shine, who led the Royal Society's report, puts it bluntly: this is not a question of whether solar geoengineering is safe, as it is clearly not without risks. But he adds, there may come a point where those risks are seen to be less severe than the risks of insufficiently mitigated climate change. The scientific community is divided on this issue. Some argue for continued research to better understand the potential effects, while others worry it may increase the likelihood of its use, seen as a quick fix for the climate crisis. The Royal Society's report aims to inform the debate, presenting the current understanding of the two most feasible and effective types of geoengineering. The first involves using high-altitude aircraft to pump sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere, creating reflective particles that bounce back the sun's heat. Natural examples, like the eruption of Mount Pinatubo, have provided insights. The second method, marine cloud brightening, uses salt particles from seawater to form reflective clouds, similar to the ribbons of clouds created by shipping pollution. But the global climate is a complex web of interactions. Research shows that deploying these methods in specific regions could have unintended consequences. For instance, sulfur dioxide injection in the southern hemisphere could intensify North Atlantic hurricanes, while deployment in the northern hemisphere could lead to droughts in the Sahel region of Africa. Marine cloud brightening in the southeast Atlantic could cause the Amazon to die back, releasing vast amounts of carbon. You would not want it to be done by a single rogue actor, warns Professor Jim Haywood, part of the Royal Society team. Some commercial companies have already raised millions for private geoengineering efforts, raising concerns about the potential for misuse. Even with global coordination, uncertainties remain about the extent of cooling and regional impacts. The UK's Advanced Research and Invention Agency has launched a £50 million geoengineering programme, including small-scale outdoor experiments, to better understand these risks. But previous planned experiments have faced strong opposition and been cancelled. So, where do we go from here? The climate crisis demands urgent action, but is geoengineering the right path? The debate is open, and we invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Is it worth the risk, or should we focus solely on reducing emissions? The future of our planet hangs in the balance.